on.
Heck yeah, I do. I have Christmas ears on too.
Cool. Let me do a little sharing here.
Should go get my headphones.
You don't have your headphones on?
No, I gotta go get them, but you could start it.
Okay.
I bet me.
Okay, let me do some sharing.
All right, guys. Well, good luck. Run fast. Walk fast.
Let us know. Let us know when you get up.
Yeah. Bye.
You
Hi.
have run a 5K and gotten back before you even roll out.
Oh God, yeah. You guys are gonna be waking up when I'm just going to bed.
Oh yeah. We're going
You got this yet? He's gonna watch TV.
I got TV to watch. I got a whole bunch of stuff going on. We got Roger Rabbit in the background. Look at Roger Rabbit. So we're live.
Yeah, you can do it.
Hi, everybody.
I was gonna say, if Jessica connected from right next to you, she's stealing all your bandwidth. Tell her to go away.
What up, guys?
Oh, he's frozen on my screen.
It's frozen on the screen.
Oh, there.
Yeah.
Tell her to go away.
She did it.
All right, guys. This is. Take a moment to thank our.
Yeah, go ahead and start. I'm done.
All right. I'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors, Fantastic Memories Travel, and its Mouse Master Travel Group. The Mouse Master Travel Group focuses on Disney destination vacations, and the Mouse Master agents would love to take care of the stressful parts of your vacation planning. Like, waking up at 2 a.m. to make ADRs, or simply, maybe you just want somebody to book one of these fantastic new refurb rooms over here at Pop Century. You can find them at mousemastertravel.com. Don't forget to tell them Behind the Ears Podcast sent you. Trader Sam's Coffee is the artisanal roaster of Disney-inspired coffees. They've got options, Enchanted Tiki Room, Enchanted Tiki Coconut, Red-Headed Rum, and so many other unique flavors. You can find them at Trader Sam's. While you're there, don't forget to use our special promo code EARS20 to save of your first purchase. Once again, that's TraderSam'sCoffee.com. Are you a fan of live streams? Maybe you're a fan of watching Uncle Danny walk around Pop. Well, there's a great little site called Streaming the Magic, where you can become a VIP member for a low price of $5 a month. It gets you exclusive streams only for VIP members, special show once a week with Behind the Ears Podcast, that's Chris and myself, right here only for $5 a month. So head on over to Streaming the Magic and get started today. With that being said, you are now watching Behind the Ears Podcast. Welcome back, everybody, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Ears Podcast. I am Uncle Danny, live and in color from Pop Century. The man on the other side of the glass running the show tonight, that is Mr. Chris. Mr. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing really good, and I cannot wait to hear what you have to say. Hey, there's Roger Rabbit on the screen. Hey, I mean, what can you say? I mean, you look like you have got yourself a great spot over there at Pop. And if I'm not mistaken, you actually got one of the new refurbed rooms over at Pop too, correct?
I had, yes. I was lucky enough to...
You need to stop and pick a location and stay there. Yeah, you need to stop and find a location. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, it was. I was walking through like one of the underpasses. We actually asked for a more secluded room. We didn't want a pool view or any of that, so we were lucky enough to get this backside room. Actually, what you're looking at right here is a beautiful wooded area. On the other side is the parking lot, but during the day you can see it. But as of right now, like you look out there. I mean, you can see some lights, but you really cannot see the parking lot. We have a great little spot right over here. Oh,
Good.
okay. Pop has been fantastic. I don't want to really dive too much into the trip because I got so many notes I want to go into. But everybody knows how I feel about value resorts and all things like that. And I've absolutely loved Pop Century. I highly recommend it. I would definitely stay at this particular value again. You see the stairwell is the Rubik's Cube. And look, you can actually see Miss Jessica right here repping one of the new brand spanking new, just came out 2 days ago, Christmas sweater, long shirts, Disney World on the back. Thank you, miss. I'll see you tomorrow. Good luck, everybody. Wish Nick good luck tomorrow on the 5K. They got to be it. Good luck.
Good luck, Jess.
Run like the wind.
Hey, so let me ask you about the room though, and this kind of helps answer one of the questions. Is the bed that's in there, is it a queen or is it a full size?
It is a queen.
It is a queen. Both of them are a queen. And you know what? That is cool. That's yeah.
I don't know how well you can see it. Can you see in there?
Kinda.
Yeah. Okay. I would show you my room, but it is an absolute disaster. So I'm actually gonna turn my face around.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's turning his face around, and he's gonna get switching. He's gonna switch back and forth. He sounds like the Terminator gone bad.
Yeah, just pause for a second. I'm trying to find my headphones.
I don't know if that's going to solve your problem. You need to stop moving because you're switching back and forth between different networks. This is a really truly live, live broadcast, everybody. And hey, we just bring you the absolute best that we could possibly bring you. So there's not, to answer Kathy's question, is that both beds are queens, but one bed is the fold down bed from the wall. So you have the queen regular bed, and you have a queen pull down bed, which kind of uses, or looks like uses, the same type of mattress that you would find at like one of the pull-outs at the DVC resorts.
I'm back.
There you are. Well, your audio is back, but your face is still like locked up. But that's okay because it happens.
Is that better when you're not looking at my face and you're looking outwards?
No, you're still frozen over here, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, just like Chris said, I'm kind of bouncing between networks. I had to run and get my headphones because since all the parks are closed right now, people have made their way back to their rooms, and I was standing out on the balcony area of the walk, and I didn't really want to be yelling and have Chris yelling and interrupt anybody's sleep, especially it is race weekend, and Pop Century is a huge hotel for race weekend.
Okay.
So I didn't want to, wake anybody up. And I am just going to peruse and try to get myself a spot over here by the pool where I can sit down, but at least you're in my ears now, and I'm not going to be interrupting anybody. Pool is closed, by the way.
So we're in his ears and in his head. So, yeah, Christine says it looks like you're blowing me a kiss. I guarantee you that's not the case. So.
That's sad.
Well, awesome,
yeah,
dude.
I've been walking.
Well, now you've been there since last Saturday. Is that right?
I didn't check in to Pop until Sunday.
Okay. Okay, cool. And I've been, you and me, we've been talking a little bit about what's been going on. And it's kind of pretty cool in a sense of, you know, you've had a lot of different experiences there. You actually had you must be by a bus stop.
No, it was the go-kart. I know you guys obviously can't see it yet.
Yeah.
On my side, the camera looks good, but I guess on your side, it does not.
You had dinner tonight at 1900 Park Fair.
Woo, yes, I did.
How was it? It's been years since I've done it. I've been talking years. But when I did it, I will tell you, I thought it was one of the best character meal dinners around.
Yeah, it's been a solid decade since I've been there. Standard Disney food, you know, anytime being in the Grand Floridian is always an absolute pleasure. Characters were absolutely fantastic. We actually had a 7:50 reservation, and we modified it to make it 7:15 because we were all kind of hungry. And I mean, we walked up around 6:50. Now, I will say this, as you see on the Disney community, if you're not part of the Disney Facebook community, the Disney community on Facebook, excuse me, you really should be, because we had talked about it. We have pictures of the helicopters flying around. I had talked about, you know, the dead man's role on the monorail because Vice President Mr. Pence is here. And he's staying over at the Contemporary. I mean, excuse me, he's staying over at Grand Floridian, but he had a dessert party over at the Contemporary tonight. So we knew that it was going to be a madhouse trying to get over to Grand Floridian. So, I mean, it took us a little bit while, but we got in, and they actually seated us early. So that was really nice.
Well, the one question that Christine had was, did you actually try the strawberry soup over there?
No, I looked at it, and I was like, yeah, no, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of soup. I did have Manhattan clam chowder, though, so that makes sense.
Wait. Manhattan. That's the red kind of clam chowder, isn't it?
Yes, it is. They had New England, too, which I had a little bit of that. I had a little bit of it. I ate literally everything.
I remember going there. They had, this is a while ago, long while ago. I don't know if they still had it, tell me, but they had mussels there, too, at one time.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Oh. I just said, I'll have a plate of those, please. I'll tell you, they see a person like me come up and especially for the kind of food that they had, and I'm sure they go, oh no, he's here. So
I'll tell you this.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, Jessica said that Danny got his money's worth. So I did.
Well, it's funny because a lot of people might not know this. I don't like sweets. So when it came to dessert time, everybody went up to get desserts. I was like, okay, I'm going to get up. And I had the privilege of eating dinner tonight with Jessica and Nick. And they were like, oh, what are you going to do? You don't eat desserts. So when I came back, I had a piece of London broil, mashed potatoes, and a little fruit cup. And they're like, that's your dessert? I was like, yes. They brought out a fresh London broil, very medium rare with a little bit of blood on it, and it was warm. Oh, it was so good. It makes me want to eat more.
Oh my gosh, does that sound good?
Is my camera better yet?
No, you're still frozen, but that's okay. We hear you fine. You can always drop and come back on.
You want to try dropping me?
I can't. I don't know if I can. I can't drop it. Nope, I can't drop
you. Me off?
I can't shove you off. So you could always drop and try to come back, and we'll just talk without you. Okay, so Danny actually took off for a little bit. We'll see if he comes back. I remember going to 1900 Park Fair, and it was kind of like an alternative to going to Cinderella's Royal Table at that time, mainly because it was a couple years later after we went to see Cinderella at Cinderella's Royal Table, and this was something that was a little bit different. Still had the different characters. What characters, Danny? Now that you're back, what characters did you see over at 1900 Park Fair?
We had Cinderella, and we had I think the two stepsisters and the stepmom.
Okay.
I don't remember their names. When it comes to Disney movies, you put me out here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do something about that. I mean, for real. In fact, there is. I'll tell you later. There is a guy who's a Disney content creator that does a lot of things on movies, and I really want to talk to him to get kind of, if anything else, to give you a little bit of an education or a moviecation. So we'll have to see about that.
Is my video better by chance?
Your video is pristine. Stay where you're at because it is a good place.
I'm not gonna move. Yeah, it's been a fun trip. I will say this, I'm trying not to divulge too much.
Sure.
The Halloween party was an absolute blast, but it was like 45 degrees. So I wore my costume for about 10 minutes, took the pictures. I'll admit, I was a trooper. When the pictures came out, I took my jacket off. But when there weren't pictures going on, I had my jacket on. I was cold, and I'm from the Northeast.
You had some. You and Alex looked great in your costumes, and you know what? I've never seen anybody dress up as those characters before, so I thought it was very well done.
Well, without going too deep into it, that was not our original costume. Our original costume kind of fell flat on itself 2 days before we left for the trip.
Well, there's a couple of questions.
Yeah,
first off, one. Oops, wrong one. I'm sorry. Let's see. Mary was asking, why are you not trying to divulge too much? And two, what was your original costume?
The first reason I don't want to divulge too much is because we always do trip reports when we get back. Better audio in studio. I can have my notes in front of you. You're not going to have people walking by and talking or golf carts driving by. And plus, the vacation's not over yet. So how I feel at this exact moment could change. And, so we'd like to hold off of that. But the original costume was I was going to be the Yeti from Mount Everest. And Alex was going to be a disco ball. We were going to be the disco Yeti. And all the pictures I was going to take, I was going to be frozen. And we were going to have one of the cast members shine a flashlight on her sparkly dress and make it look like you're on the ride. My own, I completely forgot that you can't wear a mask. And when I have my costume on without a mask on, it didn't really look very good and didn't really make much sense.
Yeah, okay. I can see where that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But what were some of the coolest costumes that you did see, though? I mean, what were some really well done costumes that you saw?
Alex was Lady and I was Tony. Is there anything better? No. Actually, Jessica was Dumbo, and Nick, her fiance, was he's gonna kill me because now I forgot. Timothy the Mouse. That was a good one. Everybody always says they see Dumbo, but no one ever dresses up as Timothy the Mouse. And her fiance, he's bigger, he's taller than me. So it's funny when you think of Timothy the Mouse and you've got this 6'4" burly bearded man walking around as Timothy the Mouse. I'll tell you what, I was a little not impressed with some of the costumes we had going on this year. The kids, there were some really good princess costumes, but none of the adults really went out and about this year. I was a little disappointed with that. I really was. I for the life of me, can't remember. I know I saw some really cool costumes. Nothing actually stood out to me where I was like, ooh, I need to make a mental note of that because I want to talk about that costume.
Right.
So.
Okay, great.
But it was cold, so people might have changed their ideas and what they wanted to do or had jackets on like I did.
It's kind of funny you say that. Well, you said it was like, what, in the 40s?
Yeah.
The funny part is, it was in the 40s here in Northwest Indiana. And, of course, we were sitting here by the fire handing out candy. I put a little fire pit going on in the front. And, it was kind of chilly. It got kind of chilly for a while. And you can tell that, princesses that have to wear a winter coat, they get a little discouraged because, they don't get to see everything. So, but it was really kind of cool. Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. How have the crowds been while you're out there?
Dead. It's been absolutely dead here. Even the Halloween party was extremely slow. Now, granted, if anybody goes back on Streaming the Magic and happens to see that, by the way, amazing video I put out there of the Boo-to-You parade, it really wasn't as dead as it looked. You got to remember, we knew the weather. Well, we were hoping we were following the weather good enough where we knew we can. So people will be out of the park, which makes that's crazy to me for how much people spent because that ticket was over $100 per person for that particular day. Right. So to leave before the party was over was a bit astonishing to me. But hey, everybody does it their own. The crowds have been very tame. I think the most crowded area, and we do have a golf cart driving by delivering some food. Let me see if I can get him in the picture. Oh. We had Pandora was mobbed. Pandora was mobbed like usual. But even Magic Kingdom today has not been. You know, I know a lot of people were. You know, I had went live yesterday a few times showing everybody MGM with it all decked out with the Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
I would say they're about 95% away done. Some of the things didn't light up. You could tell there's a couple things they would be bringing in the next few days. Late last night, that hey, is going to be do their 8-hour transformation. They brought in some stuff. They took out all the Halloween stuff, and there was some Christmas stuff out. But the reason I did not go live today is because it's just not quite there yet, and I can't really promote that. Hey, I'm going live to show you Christmas stuff when it's not that much stuff. But you know. I guarantee I don't leave here till Sunday. Tomorrow and Saturday are big Magic Kingdom days for me. I'm actually going to end Disney on a 3 or 4 day stretch of just Magic Kingdom and nothing else. And with the videos coming out in the next few days, you will see more Christmas stuff. I will also record because we have the fast passes for it on Saturday. We have the Jingle Bell,
Jingle Bam,
Jungle Cruise.
The Jingle Cruise.
The Jingle Cruise. That's what
okay.
I was getting at. Yeah. Yeah, okay. We were able to snag the fast passes for that. So that'll be that'll be unique. And we're there the first day it goes on. Now, granted, I don't think our fast pass is till 2 o'clock, so I'm sure somebody's going to put out a video before us. But we're going to get the video day of, and that's just one of the perks. Listen, we all thought that it was not coming to Disney World this year. So this is an absolute blast that not only is it coming back, but I'm actually able here to see it.
Yeah, I mean, the really cool part to it all is, you know, you're there, you're getting it as it comes by. And the interesting part is that some of the, you know, we've seen some of the pictures of the Christmas decorations already. So that actually answers a lot of questions. You know, when did they start doing Christmas decorations? The answer is basically as soon as the parks close after Halloween. You know, they start doing some stuff with it. So
and you got to remember, they're a day behind because this is the first year in the past few years that I can remember. Because I remember I was here on Halloween back in 2014. I was actually here on Halloween night. November 1st, all their Halloween stuff was gone. Now, they didn't have the Christmas stuff up yet. But November 1st, all the Halloween stuff was gone. They left up some of the harvest stuff. But you got to remember this year, and it might have been the last few, I want to say it was only this year, we had a Halloween party on November 1st.
Right.
Which was very odd because it was still $99 pieces. But, I mean, the day before running, and when we went on the 29th, it was like $100, I think, a ticket. Without tax, you know, I mean, the Halloween party is not cheap. You know, bad for families of 4 people. This is one in my life where we don't buy. Me and her made our Halloween costumes for under $25 a person. We went to the Goodwill. We went to Walmart. I can only imagine parents buying those $40 to $50, $75 costumes. And then $75 tickets for kids, any food or drinks.
Oh, well, I mean,
crazy.
I mean, the thing is, though, you know that some people went to, you know, the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique in order to get some of their kids dressed up as princesses and so on and so forth. I mean, it's really, you know, they can really put out a lot of cash for the dress, for the hair, for the tiara, for, you know, the shoes, you know, everything. So, well, a couple of quick questions or a couple quick comments to catch up on some of the comments. Gordon was saying, hey, you know, hope you're liking Pop so far. Let me try it again. How you liking Pop so far as the values go? Danny said he absolutely loves the new refurbished rooms. That seems to be a really big deal. Mary also mentioned, you know, they didn't used to have it on the first unless it was on the weekend, which I thought was, thought that was really kind of cool. John also mentioned the Halloween party is cheaper than a full day. And if you play it right, you can get a good solid amount of time on it, but you've got to plan it correctly. One other quick, Megan was mentioning about, hey, did you hear about the monorails? Yep, we already talked about that and how the vice president is in the area. So they basically were deadheading the monorails, which basically means they were still operating with nobody there.
It was super quick though. It was basically a little bit longer. They only deadheaded from about max. There were some very large choppers and helicopters flying around Magic Kingdom and the Contemporary. But we were told that depending on where Mr. Pence was staying at the Grand Floridian, that they most likely delay now.
You're coming in a little choppy again, my friend. I'll wait till you kind of stabilize again. Yeah, I mean, it's obviously when you have, you have the president, vice president, any dignitaries, they put in some security protocols and things change out a little bit. It's obviously it kind of gets a little disruptive. I mean, I was there one summer when President Obama visited. It was just one of those things where you just kind of had to deal with it. I mean, they try not to let it disrupt things. They really don't. And but it actually works out okay. So we'll have to see how it goes. So Danny, I don't know if you can hear us again, or if you'd like to drop and rejoin the call. We'll go ahead and continue in just a moment. So if you're still,
hear me?
I can hear you now. In fact, a couple things is that one person's asking, isn't Disney a no-fly zone? Yes, Disney is kind of a no-fly zone. However, that doesn't necessarily count when you have the vice president in the United States and you have people, like, I don't know, Secret Service, et cetera, that are there to monitor the situation and to protect him. So that is most likely why they were there. There you go. You're back. One other person was asking, how did you like having a room with no carpeting in it?
Okay. So looking at it is absolutely gorgeous. The texture under your feet, not as fun, but it is easy cleanup. God forbid you have kids or if you spill something. But would I say I prefer a carpet for the feeling? Yes, but for the actual look, it looks so clean and so nice with that. It's laminate. It's not real hardwood. It's laminate floors. So,
yeah, I mean. Is it louder? Does it seem like a louder room? No. Okay.
Seems like the same room. I will tell you this though. There are real soaps in the room. There's no dispensers. So that report that we had heard and that big article I wrote and I was defending it, I don't know who was getting what rooms at Pop, but the two rooms I know for a fact, because Jessica's got one in the 90s building. I'm in the 80s building. They're refurbing the 70s building as we speak. None of them so far, from what I have personally seen with my own two eyes, have the...
Okay. And I know that was actually a really big thing that we talked about, and kind of makes you wonder if there's like one room that has the dispensers, and that was to cause a little bit of a buzz to see what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And obviously they haven't done it with every one of them. So
they have a beautiful 60-inch TV on the wall though that swivels.
And it's one of those Samsung TVs, isn't it? It's like a
Samsung guy.
Yeah, it's really nice. They had the same ones. They had the same ones over at Animal Kingdom in one of the refurbed DVC rooms. It's fabulous. And in case people are wondering, Danny's not showing off his room because it's a mess, and so we don't really need to see his room. Alex has been gone for a couple days now, so I know that it's turned into a guy room. I mean, let's face it, we all know what that's like. I know what that's like, and huh?
She's messier than me. She's messier than me. Don't let her lie to you.
I mean, because I know what it was like. I spent 2 nights in a hotel with this guy. I mean, this guy. So I mean, I know what I'm a guy too. I'm all over the place. So Yeah. So Jessica, by the way, mentioned, hey, her room is messy as well, but you can show it if you want. No, you better not move. You're going to lose your signal
No.
again. So
What was I say? There is a video up on the community. It's only about 40 seconds long. It was a very quick. We were trying to get into the parks, and we had gotten a late check-in. So there is a quick video of what it looks like, brand spanking new when you first walk in, just so you all know.
Now, just out of curiosity, I mean, you got yourself a pretty decent deal with your room and stuff like that during this time of year, right?
I got lucky for, obviously you can request a refurb room. You have to actually, once again, request it when you get in. I hope you get it. I think I booked it for the entire, now I checked in on a Sunday because I don't normally check in on Fridays or Saturdays because of the price jump up. But I checked in, I think I paid like $114 a night. Now, we were going to stay off property this upcoming Saturday, and literally an hour before we hop on the show, I had decided to surprise Alex with that we're going to stay an extra night. So to stay in our same room for one additional night, which is this Saturday, checking out Sunday, I think after tax it ran me like $159, something like that.
Yeah, because Megan was actually asking if they do deals around Christmas. Not really. To be very honest with you, you're going to get a little bit, you might have some discounts available at the beginning of December. You're not going to get any kind of discounts after like the first full week of December. After that, your discounts become almost nil to nothing. So there's really
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You got to remember also, I'm not booking ticket rooms. I'm booking room-only deals. So my room price is going to be a little bit different than your room price.
Did you get any AP discounts?
Yes, we did.
Okay, so that's also a very big factor because having annual pass makes a big difference when it comes to discounts. Now, they're not available everywhere all the time to pass holders because they have limited availability on those rooms, just like any others. So it's kind of one of those things. And also, there's a little chat going on between Trisha and Jessica about bounce back offers. Not everybody seems to be getting bounce back offers, so it kind of varies. I haven't seen a bounce back offer, in a long time, to be very honest, even with our cash rooms that we've done. So also, Becky wants you to know that she arrives tomorrow, Becky Lemons. She arrives tomorrow around 11:30. And so she just wanted to give you a shout out for there. Well, Becky, have a safe trip.
Tell Becky I will be in Magic Kingdom tomorrow and Saturday. Also, I know I don't want to wake anybody up. I won't scream it. But Leanne, I got to go meet Leanne. That's been a running joke here between a couple groups of a couple of us. Leanne, I will be meeting, hopefully her and her family again. Dumb me, I'm meeting people, and it's been an absolute pleasure. People have come up to me. It's been great. But in the beginning, I was kind of getting overwhelmed because I'm back in Disney. I'm with Alex. I haven't seen her in like almost a month. And I was forgetting to hand people buttons or cards. So I had people coming up to me, and I was like, oh, no. So we had joked I had Leanne's family, and we had chatted in World Showcase for a few minutes, and then something just hit me about 4 minutes after she leaves. I'm like, I didn't give her a button. So it's been playing cat and mouse, there's Alex, trying to catch up to get her buttons. But I'll be meeting up with her. A couple of people wanted to take some pictures. Somebody I know, Brian, wanted to get together. Everybody tomorrow, the Friday and Saturday, definitely Magic Kingdom, both days, all day.
Cool, excellent. And you actually come home Sunday
night, but I'm not flying out of Orlando. I'm taking the ride back with Alex, so she doesn't have to drive alone. So we'll leave here probably around lunchtime, early evening, and take the 3.5 hour drive back to Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, excellent.
And that's where I'm flying out of.
Okay, that's cool. I did. Well, I mean, we're going to be doing a VIP show here in a little bit. I don't know if you'll be joining me or not, and that's okay. But is there anything else that you'd like to share with everybody before we go ahead and start calling it quits? I'm sorry, everybody, that we started a little bit late due to technical difficulties. It's really hard to, do some of these things remotely like this, but seems like we're working the bugs out as we go. Anything else that you want to share with us? I know you were. I know you're going to do a show about this on Tuesday, next Tuesday about the whole trip, because I know you said you took a lot of notes and it's going to be really, really awesome. So what are you thinking?
Like Chris said, we are pretty cool with the fact that we started a little bit late tonight. And anybody who might not have realized or did realize, this was the first official week of us not doing 3 shows a week. So thanks for everybody hanging in there. So going forward, it'll be Tuesdays and Thursdays. With some pop-up shows, you might get a couple Wednesday shows. We'll try to announce them as best as we can, but no guarantees on when they're going to actually happen. Last thing, like Chris said, Tuesday will be the big show where we talk a lot about it. So expect that show to actually run probably a little bit longer than just how trip reports work. If anybody wants to see any videos, I've been taking some really interesting videos. In my opinion, they've been interesting the last couple of days. They're basically all going to be over either on the Behind the Ears podcast page or the Disney community page over on Facebook. And if anybody's looking for when I go live, I'll try to throw it. I always share it out to a lot of places, but I've found the most success with viewers going live on my personal page. So, you can just go in the community or anywhere, just look for my name, friend request me. As long as you're not a robot, I'm going to, accept the friend request so you guys can come follow me. And if not, you just wait for the video to come up when it goes on streaming of the Disney community. So that being said, don't forget, everybody, have a safe night. Don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms. Facebook, Behind the Ears Podcast. Twitter, Behind the Ears PC. Well, all right, let me start that over. Facebook, Behind the Ears Podcast. Twitter, Behind the Ears PC. Instagram, Behind the Ears Podcast. Any listener questions, comments, or concerns, send them to Behind the Ears Podcast at gmail.com. Don't forget to join the Disney Community Facebook page. And I can't say drink your cranberry juice because I already had it. So kiss your mother goodnight. Tuck your kids in tight. Say goodnight, Mr. Roger Rabbit. I'm Uncle Danny. I'll catch you all on Tuesday.
And I'm Mr. Chris. Thanks, everybody, for joining us tonight. Really do appreciate it. Hey, why don't you also subscribe to the show? Because while we may only be going live streaming 2 nights a week for the next 2 months, we are going to do one extra podcast show that you won't see streamed. And that way you'll be able to go and subscribe iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Google Play Music, TuneIn Radio, and I've actually got a few more that are in the works. Ask Alexa or your Google Assistant to play the Behind Ears podcast, and they'll take care of it for you. And you'll be able to hear that extra show that you're not going to find anywhere else. How's that? And I'll tell you what, let us know if there's anything that you'd like for us to talk about on the next show. We'll try to get it in. But I'll tell you what, until next time we meet, I hope you have a magical day. And take care.